way a man feels when he leaves you is the same way you should feel. You know, the same way a man can get up and leave and don't look back because he loves himself.
Or he's a narcissist, to be honest with you. That's all that means. He's a narcissist. Um, she might be projecting a little bit because, not everyone, not every guy's like that. She's talking about guys that have a lot of money because not every guy can just walk away from a woman. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, most guys have a harder time walking away than women.
It's the same. You know, when a woman leaves a man, he ain't all crying for days. He's out the same night or the next day with his boys, hollering at another chick, bringing another chick home, lying and saying, "Oh, I'm single," knowing he's still married and waiting on you to file a divorce. You know, so y'all gotta stop with that. Love yourself, and then everything will fall in place.
Yeah, man.
I promise you.
If you want to get a man's respect, he needs to sense that you're willing to walk away any moment that you're disrespected. Because the moment that he feels that you will bend your boundaries, that you tolerate pain, disloyalty, and shame, then he'll take you for granted.
Because then he'll notice it's all talk. Like it's all talk. Nobody respects someone who doesn't follow through on their actions. Nobody does.
And once you get to that point, you feel so powerless that you won't even remember who you are as a woman.
You'll be back, because isn't that what always happens? Y'all go through some tough ass time. Y'all argue. You get upset over some shit. And then y'all are...
Honestly, you'll be back is one of the worst things anybody can tell you. Because what that means is that they don't respect you. They don't respect you. For them to say you'll be back means they don't respect you.
Back on the terms of few days. So when you finally decide to walk away, like for real, they believe your ass will be right back where it all started. And that type of toxic cycle, that form of trauma bond, is what keeps you stuck running in place, wondering if you're making the right choice. But shouldn't a relationship make you better? Like, of course, you won't always agree on how to manage finances, how to parent your kids, about your intimacy, about your careers. But shouldn't love supersede all of that bullshit? Shouldn't you be able to communicate your frustrations without being made to feel guilty about it? It's not selfish to want to feel loved and supported, to not want to argue, to want to move past some shit y'all already said you were already past. But because you dealt with that dysfunction for all of that time, why wouldn't your ex think you'd be back? But in that time away, you'll need to decide. Are you happier, healthier, making more positive and transformational changes in your life that will affect you for the better?
Some people, when you walk away, you feel better. When you walk away, they feel miserable. When you stay, they feel happy. When you stay, you feel miserable. That pretty much tells you what you should do. Like, that's the only thing you got to do.
Men only respect women that we feel like will walk away from us. Like, it's a lot of women that talk tough, right? Like, y'all be in the initial dating stages, and you know how you like chopping it up, asking people what their non-negotiables are, what their rules are. And, you ask them about prior relationships and things, and they'll be telling you, well, I dealt with this and I dealt with that, but never again. I'm never dealing with any of that again. Like, anybody that does that is over.
The thing is that they'll say that. But if they did it once, there's a high likelihood they'll do it again. If it's like women who have whole phases, it's kind of like, a lot of the times, if you had a whole phase, I could promise you, you're one trauma away from another whole phase. One trauma away from another whole phase. Yeah, it's like a sober person, right? A sober person is sober when everything's good. Have one little trauma, that sober person all of a sudden goes back and doing crack. That's how that works. Unfortunately, people who do things once have a high likelihood of doing it again. It's one of those principles of life that doesn't stop. It doesn't just stop there.
Right. But as a man sitting across from that table, more times than not, he doesn't believe that. Most women just say that and don't mean it. So now when that man, violates that exact same thing that you said that, he should never do, and you stay, you enabling him to keep doing it. So it has to be concreteness in terms of, the standard, in terms of what you're willing to tolerate. But if a man does not believe...
The thing is that too many people have shakable standards. You got to have unshakable standards. They got, and it's being having unshakable standards is something that you could sense. You could sense that in people. But when your standards are shaken by emotion and by glitter and beauty and glamour and golden dick, all that shit, people will test how strong your foundation is. If you look strong from the outside, appearance wise, your facial expressions, the way you talk, they're not going to test you too much. But if they sense any quibble, if they sense any fragility in the structure, people will test you and see whether or not it's true. This is why an intimidating and confident front is so important, so that people don't even try to test you.
That you will walk away, he'll never respect you. Ever.
Guys eventually feel this in no contact. At this point, you understand that after your ex feels free, they feel curious, at least as long as you stay in no contact. And if you continue to stay in no contact, they eventually feel confused because Mr. Nonchalant thought you would chase. Let's be honest, you probably did chase, but now you're back in no contact for the fourth time. This time in no contact, you've been growing and healing, which is making no contact easier and allowing your ex to now get to the fourth stage, which is to feel loss in the breakup. Now, you need to understand that even if your ex is nonchalant or avoidant, if your relationship was long or had a deep connection, even though they may not show it, they eventually still feel the loss. Because how guys feel in no contact, whether an avoidant guy or an anxious guy, is going to be the same process you feel during no contact as well. Granted, a guy who's anxious will probably go through these stages quicker. I'm talking within 2 to 3 weeks. Where if your ex was avoidant, this same process could take a couple of months. Again, if you've stayed in no contact long enough, the connection was long and had a deep connection, eventually how guys feel in no contact is regret. See, guys who are avoidant, or just people who are avoidant in general, tend to experience something called the phantom ex. And all that means is that when they feel like you are gone for good, they drop their walls and start to really feel the loss of the breakup.
Damn, these motherfuckers are pathetically unhappy people. I say that I used to have that. I used to have that kind of mindset. Still do to a certain degree.
Which leads your avoidant ex to begin to think you might have been the one, which is what causes that sense of regret. All this 1 + 1, y'all.
You become more powerful and attractive when you walk away. It's something about just walking away from a person in a situation that's not serving you. It shows that you're confident in your abilities to find something else. And it shows that you don't need that person. You don't need that person to be with you. You don't need to put up with that person BS, right? Because you looking at it like this. I'm valuable. I worked on myself. I got money in my pocket. I look good. I feel good. And I smell good. Why should I stay around for your BS, right? You breadcrumbing me, lack of communication. You're talking to other people, knowing dang well that I wanted to be just me and you, right? So when you walk away, you become powerful because now the ball is in your court. Now,
Also, because now they don't have the ability to influence you. They don't have the ability to throw their darts at you. They don't have the ability to tell you exactly what they know hurts you. Distance is a manipulator's nightmare. They need you to be physically there so that you can react to their bullshit.
you calling the shots now. Now you are no longer in their graces. Now they have to come back to you. And if they don't come back to you, cool. That's why it's so attractive to walk away, because you like, I'm good without you and with you.
You got to see yourself as a boss who has employees. It's literally like that. If they sense you're not willing to fire their ass for bullshit, people, I fired my niece multiple times. Like, I fired my niece how many times? Jesus Christ. I'm like, yo, Vanessa, you're fired. She's like, Theo, try again. No. Try again in a few months, but you're fired. And then I'll be like, yo, tell your mom you got fired, by the way. And then she applies again for another job. She does it good. And then guess what? I fire her ass again because she forgot. Oh my God, Father Alex fires kids. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, Father Alex is hiring kids. It's my niece. They got the little fingers, little slave labor. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You got to use those fingers to get in those little little spots you can't get, like, got to use my knees for something, right?
Damn if I do, damn if I don't. It is what it is, right? You living your life like this. So they look at you like, okay, this person not really sweating me. They not double texting me. They're not, having this needy energy. They're not really trying to plead their case. They not really trying to make me happy. Wow, hold up. Let me try to double back and see what they got going on. Let me try to go ahead and, get with their program now. And you want this because if this person is liking you more, 9 times out of 10, you won't have a lot of problems out of them, right? As long as you, of course, treat them with respect and you treat.
Let him feel the unpredictability of you a little bit. And also, when he tries to get back in touch with you, don't have this feeling of I must never ever talk to him. But treat him like anybody else who texts you out of the blue demanding that you respond to them when they never put any effort in the rest of the time. Well, you may text them back, but you may take a few hours. You may let them know how you're doing, but you might not give them all the details. You treat them like you treat anyone else who doesn't invest in you. This is a man who has chosen to stop investing in you. Now, I know you think you care about him and that means you should invest back, but base what you do on his level of investment right now. And when he shows you very little but expects attention in return, give him the amount of attention you would give.
Match their energy. Plain and simple. Match their energy.
Someone who gives you very poor investment in your life. And let him see the effects of that. But do it with a smile, do it with a wink, do it with a playfulness, do it with a sense of you enjoying your life, and let him see that there isn't any coldness.
No, motherfucker, let them see
Same
there
way
is coldness. Yo,
when he
Matthew had it. What the hell is wrong with Matthew sometimes, man? I swear to God.
Do you give off Terminator vibes because you're so masculine? Or do you give off nice girl, creepy, and needy vibes because you're just too feminine? The problem is that both sides suffer greatly in their business life, relationships life, and friendships with family and friends. And if you don't know how to fix that, you will repeat the same pattern your whole life and never escape. Well, guess what? I have a course for you, and it's called The Feminine Woman. It's pretty much a course on how to increase your self-esteem through practical means, not through giving you guys affirmation and wishing that you stop being Terminators or you stop being needy and creepy goldfish. No, I'll give you practical things that by you doing this, if you're too masculine, I swear people will say there's something in you. You look more relaxed. You're just more comforting. You become more emotionally open because I teach you guys those strategies. It's a 5-week course. If you're too masculine, you are successful in life. You are successful in business, but you struggle with connecting. And so that course will give you practical things that if you're a Terminator, you'll come out human, people. Like you'll just give off a more relaxed vibe. It's what I did in my life to heal me from my toxic masculinity. It's a 5-week course, and in that I teach you guys how to let go of the past. I teach you guys how to use your feminine energy to influence without being too sexual, which might sabotage you. I'll teach you guys how to use the masculine to be assertive without scaring people off because sometimes it could be too much. It's a course that balances those things out, okay? So if you go Bronx mode, if you're too Beverly Hills mode, I'll teach you guys how to go Bronx mode, or better yet, south side of Chicago type of shit. Well, now you're just a serial killer right there, right? And with this course has a 30-day money back guarantee, and if you purchase it, you guys also get access to the Zoom meditation group where we both meditate, or we all meditate on a weekly basis, and you guys get access to the WhatsApp group. And it's really a good course. If you guys don't like it, just ask for your money back. I mean, you guys can see the reviews right here. A lot of people like those reviews. And you'll see the results. And if you don't see the results, then I'll just give you your money back. Like I'm not gonna scam you guys if it doesn't work, but I know it's gonna work. So you do that now. Don't end up like Frida Kahlo. All right? Don't do that shit. Y'all just think you guys can break my rules and tell people you watch my channel. You can't do that. Okay? So purchase that right now. It's a lifetime. You get lifetime access to that course, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care. Let's continue with the video.